You're not going to see this anywhere else. Let's go from the mayor to Con Edison right now. We have Alfonso Quiroz standing by live right now to answer some of these questions for us. So, Alfonso, tough words there from the mayor saying Con Edison is consistently inconsistent. What happened here? Why the timeline of shutting down these neighborhoods right as it was getting dark?
Well, let me start off with the numbers of what we have right now. Right now, we've got about 19,000 customers out system-wide. We restored over 30,000 customers in less than 12 hours. The rest are expected to be restored this afternoon by 3 o'clock. But we're really, a lot of the focus right now is in some of these Brooklyn neighborhoods. We've restored about half of the 30,000 customers that were out in this very specific area of Brooklyn last night. And most importantly, for the people that are there, we have an outreach van that's located at Jacob Jaffe Field at Avenue K and East 58th Street near Ralph Avenue. So I just want to be sure to get that out there right at the top of the show.
Okay, so let's get back to the question of what the mayor was saying then. Consistently inconsistent, that you don't get real answers, and you feel that he feels that Con Edison doesn't have to provide real answers. So why shut down these neighborhoods last night as it was getting dark? And did you inform the mayor's office, the NYPD, about this because there were going to be problems as we head into nighttime?
Well, there's two different issues here. There was a problem with a piece of on the Upper West Side last week. We know what the problem was. It was a piece of equipment called a relay system that did not work properly. We know what that was. We issued a preliminary investigation the next day, and we're going to continue to look into that. That had nothing to do with the heat. Last night, what happened in Brooklyn is that we saw in this one section of Brooklyn that there were 3,000 customers who were out. Now, this is the network is split into two in this one little specific area. You've got underground network, and then you have overhead lines. The overhead lines feed about 30,000 customers. Last night, we saw that there was a problem with about 3,000. We realized that there was going to be a larger problem. And so what we did is that we preemptively took those customers out in order to make the repairs. If we didn't take them out, the repairs would have taken much longer. Now, I just want to step back a little bit and remind you what happened during Hurricane Sandy, because it was something very similar. Lower Manhattan, what we saw is that there were some issues with some equipment down there, and what we did is that we took out two networks in Lower Manhattan as the waters were rising. And the reason why we did that is very similar. The reason why we did that was so that we could make the restorations faster. If we take people out, we're able to go in and make the repairs quicker than if we didn't. Now, if we didn't take those out, all of those customers would have been out much longer, and it would have taken much more of an effort to make those restorations. But listen, the mayor is doing his job, the governor is doing his job. They're frustrated. We understand that, and guess who else is frustrated? We're frustrated.
All right,
the people
but that's
who are
the
working
deal,
in these manholes are frustrated.
You're saying everyone's doing their
it's completely
job.
Understandable with what he's saying and what he's doing. And so what we want to be able to do is really focus in on the customers who are out right now in those areas. And so I'm not going to get it back and forth with the mayor. Right now, what we're doing is that we're focused on the few customers who are still out, and we're going to work to try to get them back as quickly as we can.
We understand that, but inherently there is a bigger problem here, Alfonso. We can't just be myopic on the problems that exist at the moment. The bigger problem is you knew this was coming. This heat wave did not sneak up upon you. You already had blackouts the weekend before, and now you're seeing this yet again. Inherently, is there a bigger issue here with your system, with your grid, and is the mayor correct that they need to go with a different company besides Con Ed?
Well, as I said, I'm not going to get in back and forth with the mayor. We're going to be working with them, which we always do throughout this whole process. And when it's done, we'll be able to sit down with them and sort of hash out what went wrong and how we can improve.
I know you don't want to get into
but Betty,
it with him,
as I said
Alfonso.
to you last week, and as I said to it this morning, is that the issue on the west side had nothing to do with the heat. I keep saying that to you, and I'm not sure if you're getting that. But
no,
that is
I
the
understand
case.
it. We're
hearing you. If you need us to send more information to you, I can.
We hear you.
But the difference between what's happening in Brooklyn is that we are we're out there right now. We're trying to restore these customers. We tried to avoid a larger problem, and so that's what we did. That's why we took out the 30,000 in this one specific area.
I understand. I hear you. We understand what you're saying. But the mayor doesn't seem to be hearing that, right? So you're telling us But who is having the conversations with the mayor? Who is having the conversation saying these are not related? Since he just said moments ago on our air that he doesn't know because no one's called him to talk to him about it. So who is sitting down with the mayor saying, hey, here's the situation. These are not related. Also, in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we're going to shut down a neighborhood, which might be problematic heading into nighttime. You might want to get some NYPD officers out there. Who is having these conversations with him before you actually take action?
We're in constant communications with the Office of Emergency Management, with the governor's office, with the mayor's office. They are working in tandem with us. Whenever anything like this happens, we notify them, and we're in constant communication. And last night was a perfect example of how we had to work with them and made sure that they knew what was happening when it happened and as soon as it happened.
So is the mayor wrong in saying that he doesn't know why and he doesn't have answers?
The mayor is frustrated. The governor is frustrated. Guess who else is frustrated, Dan? We're frustrated. The people who are working in the manholes are frustrated. So it's understandable, and I understand what he's saying.
Got it.
All right, Alfonso, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time.
I know you're under a lot of fire, but, this is a very important cause, and so many people pay into you and are using that money to pay you for this service. So I hope you understand where all that frustration's coming from. We thank you, as always, for joining us.
All right, let's get a... Thank you, Alfonso. All right, we want to move on.